Hi and welcome to a tutorial on Yarn Craftee. My name is Rose and I will guide you through how to crochet this very cute bag. Now we're going to be using squares, so please check out the tutorial for these squares. There's a link in the description box and you can find how to make the squares. So we need 4 squares and in a main color and a contrast color. And we will first of all make this panel to connect. After we make the panel, we will join the squares to the panel. So what we repeat for this side will be the same thing we repeat for this side. After we finish that, we will extend the body of the bag. We'll extend it up from here with decreases on the sides here. We will extend it up. After we extend it up, we're going to repeat the same thing for the other side. Once we're done with that, we will crochet the handles. After we crochet the handles, we're going to join them together. We're going to join them with single crochet stitches on the sides, kind of like to replicate the side as well. And that's it. Alright, let's dive in. So it's just single crochet stitches. It's really easy. We'll chain 125 and we will work single crochets across each of the rows. So that means we'll have 124 stitches on each row. So let's start with our chains. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So after you make your 125th chain, we're going to skip the first chain and do a single crochet into the second chain from hook. Let's do a single crochet from the back bump here. You see this little arch over here? That's where we want to go. Usually we'll just do here, which is fine also, but for aesthetics, let's do it in the back bump, okay? So single crochet, skip the very first chain, single crochet into the next chain and into the next one as well, and the next bump right there at the back of the chain. So we want to do this into each of the stitches across. Alright, now we have the row complete. Row 1 is complete. We will chain 1 and turn, and we will go again and make single crochets into each of the stitches. So we want to start from the very first one, okay, which was the last stitch we did. So the last stitch on the previous row is the first stitch on the next row. So single crochet into each of these stitches across. Alright, and we will do a single crochet into the last stitch. See, there is a last stitch here, right? Alright, chain 1 and turn. We're going to repeat this again, single crochet into the first stitch and into each of the stitches across. So you want to do this until you have 15 rows of single crochet stitches. That is 120 stitches on each row. Alright? Once you're done with this, we're going to join the squares. Alright, now that we have completed the strap, this body, we're going to begin to join the square. Now, what you want to do is leave 13 stitches, okay? Not counting from where the stitch marker is, alright? But from the next stitch, 13 stitches, and on the other side, 13 stitches as well. So we want to start with the right side of the single crochet will be facing out on the strap, and the right side of the square will be facing forward. So we will start from in here. Let's join. inside this very stitch where the stitch marker is. That's where we're starting from. Oopsie. Okay, there we go. And chain 1. Let's go again into the same space and into the next stitch on the strap. There we go. So what we've done now, we've done 2 single crochets. We're going to count this chain 1 as the first single crochet on this row, and through the next stitch and through the next stitch on the back, single crochet, through the next stitch in the front and through the next stitch at the back, single crochet. We'll continue like this in the space here and through the next stitch at the back, single crochet, through the same space here. In these spaces we'll be doing 2 single crochets because that's 2 chains, single crochet. Okay, moving on, next stitch on the front and next stitch at the back, single crochet. So we want to repeat this down the line. Now we're at another space here, the very one at the corner. In this space we're going to do 1 single crochet. Why? Because this is like the bottom, right? And we are at this corner, we want to curve it. So essentially we're doing a decrease by doing only 1 single crochet in through that space and through one of the stitches at the back, and we're going to continue in the next 2 stitches here. Two stitches will go into the space, and we'll go again into each of the stitches. Okay, 1 single crochet here, connecting these 2 stitches, 2 single crochets in through the space and connecting to the back strap. Two single crochets into the space, You'll notice that in your square there might be some difference at the edge of one of them because this was the end of the last row. So it looks a bit different, you know. The stitch, we have a chain 3, chain 4 here, and we joined. So it kind of looks like there isn't a stitch there per se. However, there is. So the same law applies for each of these stitches, okay, at the corner. You must do 2 stitches in through there, one to connect to the back and the other to also connect to the back. So please take note of that. Now we have a difference here. In this we will work 2 stitches, okay? Unlike at the corner here where we worked only 1 stitch, but this is not a corner that we're going to decrease. This is still part of the front or back of the bag. So go in there and then do another one. Okay, now we're going to join the next square. I'm looking for the, okay, here it is, the edge where we ended. So I just wanted it to be on the same space there. So we will just go directly into the next square in the space there and continue in the next stitch at the back. Into the same space again, go, and the next stitch at the back. Alright, do you see that? So basically we worked 4 stitches, okay, into, yeah, we've worked 4 stitches at the back, 2 stitches in through the space here, 2 stitches in through the space here. Okay, let's continue. 1 stitch here, 1 stitch there, 1 stitch here, 1 stitch there, and 2 stitches will go in through the space. Okay, 1 stitch here, 1 stitch there. Let's repeat this. Cross 1 stitch in through here and in through here. So remember 2 single crochets in through the space here and connecting to 2 stitches at the back. Okay, 2 single crochet through here and through there. Now we are at the next corner. We will do 1 single crochet in there, through the space, and in through the stitch. Okay, now we'll work the other side. See, beginning from these 2 stitches, okay? And there we go. In here and in there. Okay. Through the space, 2 single crochets. And through here and through there. I'm going to repeat this through here, through there. Repeat it across. And we will finish with 2 single crochets into the space. Alright, so there we are. After that, we're going to join the middle here. We're going to start from here, okay? You know, we're doing 2 stitches in here. So we're going to go into the chain, alright? At the very top. Okay, now go into the next chain. Just take your time to do this, no need to rush. Okay. Alright, now in the stitch, we're going to go into the top of the stitch. And the next one. Slip stitch. This is the next stitch. And the next stitch. Slip stitch. Now we are at the chains again, so we want to do 2 slip stitches. So we'll go into the chain directly, first chain and the other chain on the other side. Slip stitch and the next chain and the next chain here. Slip stitch. You notice that I am pulling the yarn from under. We will continue in the next stitch and the next. Next and next. So we have slip stitch up to the last stitch here, and we're back to the space again. So into that first chain we will go, and the one on the other side. And the next chain, and the next. Alright, so we have these 2 stitches left, and we're going to work in them. Into the stitch and into the stitch. Okay. into the next stitch and into the next stitch. I know this is a very tight space that we're working in through, so you just take your time and do it. Or like I said, if you prefer to sew it closed, probably better also. And yeah, that's it. So we're going to snip the yarn, and we're going to use that to just join the rest. Yeah, so when we sew, we're going to just use it and close it all up. Now that we have completed this side, we want to go to the next side. So what we're going to do is to repeat the whole process, right? So we're going to leave 13 stitches and begin in the 14th stitch and go around. Now you can rewind this video and use the example from when we did this to complete this other side. Same thing with the joining, okay? Alright, when we finish joining, we're going to have something like this. Okay, so we're going to raise the sides up. I have done this part, so we will do these parts together. Alright, so we're going to start from the side here. I'm going to join the yarn into the last stitch on this side, okay, from the front facing, the last row with the front facing me, okay, and I will chain one and turn. So for this, we're going to work into the front loop only of the stitch. We're doing that because we single crochet. We're doing that because like for this side, we want it to curve in. Okay, you want it to be like this and not flat out like that, so it's curved in. So basically what we've done now is we have joined the squares, both sides of the squares. Now we're extending the body of the bag. We'll extend it a bit by, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 rows. So now row 1. What I'm doing on this side is exactly what I have done on this other side. Into the back loop only, row 1. Remember that on this side we have 13 stitches. That is, this extension is 13 stitches. So we want to do 13 single crochets into the front loop only. Okay, be mindful of this stitch right here. There is a stitch already in here, which is this one at the side. All right, so don't work into it. If you're in doubt, always count the number of stitches that you have: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Now we're going to head on to the square. So into this same space right here, okay, this space we're going to do 1 single crochet, and in the next 2 stitches, single crochet into the solid stitches, and in the space we will do 2 single crochets, and we will do single crochets into each of these solid stitches. Okay, we are another 2 single crochets into the space, and next 2 stitches, single crochet and single crochet. Okay, and we are at the center, where we have the connection. We are going to do a decrease into this space and into this space, so that would be just 1 stitch. Of course, as opposed to what we had here, we had about 4 stitches here, 2 here and 2 here, but it's going to be different for this one because we want a tapered shape at the top, all right, and a wider shape at the bottom. It's just a very subtle change, not so obvious, but it makes all the difference. Okay, where are we at? Yeah. Okay, and into the next space, single crochet, decrease, a single crochet 2 together. Let's continue making single crochets into each of the stitches and the chain spaces. In there, 2 single crochets. So single crochet into each of these, and 2 single crochet in here, and single crochet, single crochet. I'll see you at this at the end here. So we're here now. We're gonna climb up, and 1 single crochet into this space here, just like we did for this side. Okay, 1 single crochet, and now we're going up. We'll also make 13 single crochet stitches into the front loop only. Okay, to be sure where my stitches are. Okay, there. Front loop only, single crochet, single crochet. And single crochet into the last stitch. I just want to be sure that I have the right number of stitches. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Okay, chain 1, turn. Now skip the very first stitch. We're going to decrease downward like we have on this side. We decreased, so skip the first stitch and single crochet into the next stitch. We're going to do 11 single crochet stitches This time we're working under both loops, not in front loop or back loop, under both loops. And we're going to do 11 single crochet stitches, including the very first one that we started with. Okay, one more. Okay, now we will decrease across 3 stitches. That's SC3 together, single crochet 3 together. So from here, the next stitch, go in, skip this next stitch entirely. This stitch that was worked into the space, skip it and go into the next one and finish your decrease. All right, and now we'll do single crochets, 1 single crochet into each of the stitches across. And the reason we're doing this decrease is to have this shape. Okay, so the decrease will help the shape to, come in. But that's not the right thing to say, I know, but I hope you get what I'm trying to say. Okay, so let's continue. Single crochet into each of the stitches across, and when we get to the next corner, we are going to decrease again. Alright, here we are. We are in this stitch. Okay, so we have this stitch here. This is the last stitch before the one in the chain space. So just before this stitch in the chain space, we're going to do one, like we want to decrease when we're not finished, and we will skip that stitch in the chain space and go to the next one and finish the decrease. Single crochet 3 together, decrease. Alright, let's continue to do our single crochets now. 11 single crochets on this side as well. So everything we do on each of the sides must mirror each other, and it should be the same number of stitches at every row. So we have 2 stitches left here. We will decrease by skipping the next stitch and just directly going into the last stitch. Do a single crochet in there, and we have decreased by skipping 1 stitch. Chain 1, turn. We will decrease again, skip the very first stitch, and into the next stitch we go. This time we're going to do 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now it is time to decrease. So we're going to go into the next stitch, skip the very stitch in the middle here, this next stitch, because this is our decrease from the previous row, and go to the next stitch. We're decreasing again. So every time we get to this part, we will decrease. Okay, let's continue to make single crochet stitches into each of these stitches across. Okay, we are at the side again, the corner where we need to decrease. One thing you can do is use a stitch marker to mark the decrease. Every time you decrease, you place a stitch marker in there. So this gives you an idea of the stitch before and the stitch after. That is the 2 stitches that you need to be decreasing on every row. So this is the decrease from previous row. When I turn, I'm going to see this right here. So that means we'll be decreasing from this angle and this stitch I made. So go in there, skip the next stitch and go to the one stitch after and decrease and single crochet into 9 stitches. We have 2 stitches left. We're going to decrease by skipping the next stitch and finishing our last stitch in the last stitch. Chain 1, turn. Now we're going to do 7 stitches. Remember we started with 13 and then we went to 11 and now 9. Now we're heading to 7. So that means basically we're decreasing by 2 stitches every time that we start the row, another row. So skip the very first stitch, alright, and in the next stitch we go and we do 7 stitches across. And 7. Now time to decrease. In the next stitch, skip the middle stitch and in the next stitch. Okay, now single crochet into each of the stitches across. Time to decrease. In the stitch, skip the next stitch and in the next stitch. Single crochet into 7 stitches. 6. We're going to skip the next stitch and finish off in the last stitch. Chain 1, turn. Skip the first stitch and single crochet into 5 stitches. Single crochet into the next stitch and next 4 stitches. And 5. Time to decrease. Skip the middle stitch there, the next stitch, and go into the next one. Alright, and single crochet into each of the stitches, single crochet across. Time to decrease. Okay, skip the next stitch and in the next one decrease, single crochet into 5, 2, 3, 4, skip the next one, and in the last 5, chain 1, turn. Skip the first stitch, single crochet into 3 stitches. 3. Let's decrease. Skip the next stitch and in the next decrease. Single crochet across. Time to decrease. skip the next stitch, and then the next. One, two, skip the next stitch, and 3 into the last stitch. Chain 1, turn. Skip the first stitch, single crochet into the next stitch. Time to decrease. Skip the next stitch and the next. Alright, single crochet across. And let's go in here, skip next stitch, go in the next, decrease. Alright, single crochet into the next stitch. Pardon. So we have 2 stitches here basically, so we're going to skip the next stitch and just do single crochet into the last stitch, yeah, because we're still decreasing this side. Alright, chain 1, turn. The last row. Okay, chain 1, turn. So we're skipping this first stitch, we're skipping this, the decrease from the previous row. So skip those 2 stitches and single crochet into the next one and each of the stitches across. Okay, time to decrease, or rather time to finish. Okay, so right here we have 1, 2, 3 stitches. Okay, we have this decrease, and we have a last stitch. So we're going to skip this 1, 2, skip them and go right into the last stitch there, and do a single crochet, and we're done. Now we need to focus on the handle.